All right, we want to deal with, we want to get started. My name is Web Coach Julius. Today I will be working with my friend Coach Mopiwa, and we have been testing our last strategy. At first, we introduced the Super Bull Run, and we said that with the Super Bull Run, you get your capital, divide your capital into three, and be able to trade a maximum of 2 coins per day. That was our first strategy. We improved it a little bit, and we introduced our Super Bull Run strategy, where we said you get 40% of your capital to be your first out. Then recently we introduced our second strategy, our third strategy called the buy perfect strategy, where we said you take 15% of your capital as your first buying amount, then you divide it by 5. So today we are introducing our next strategy, and our strategy for today is the super buy poverty strategy. And the goal of this strategy is to make sure that people could make $100 and above. $100 and above. So that is our strategy, and we want to introduce it to you and take you through this strategy this morning. As we also, because we know it could be a question and answer session, but we are diverting it to this strategy. So I'll be giving in a few 2 minutes, and then we get started. Welcome, everybody. All right. So let's get started to our class for today. Our strategy is called the Super Bye-Bye Poverty Strategy. Okay, we have introduced so many strategies because we believe in dynamics. One of the challenges with this strategy is that you must have $1,000 and above. We want to encourage people to raise their capital to $1,000 to be able to make good profit. With this strategy, it is extremely very aggressive. It must have two main factors. One, coin selection. The coin that should be traded must be good enough. So I would advise that when using this strategy, please do not go in with current price signals. When you're using this strategy, go in with preset price signals. Give me one in the chat if my message is clear. Go in with preset price signals. Go in with preset price signals. Oh, my daughter. Why now? Go in with preset price signals. All right. Go in with preset price signals, not current price signals. Okay, so it's aggressive. It is an aggressive strategy. People are asking for signal groups. You can use these strategies for your personal signals. The coin must just be good enough. If the coin you have selected is not good enough, this strategy will not work for you. So coin selection with this strategy is very key. Coin selection is very key with this strategy. So you must provide a very good coin. If the coin is not good enough, especially that's why I've said use preset price signals, not current price signals. Okay, so with that said, I want to invite Coach Mopiwa to start off. I'll be able to add off. We are going to share this strategy into two. The first one is where we are going to be dividing just the capital. Then the second one is where we are going to be using the double up method. Coach Mopiwa, can you be able to hear me?
Yes, Coach Julius, I'm here. Good morning.
Morning, sure. So please, could you take over?
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, team. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone that you're joining us on this platform. Okay, it's a Friday. We normally do question and answer, but I think we can mix if we happen not to have much to deal with, especially understanding this strategy that we are bringing in today. Yes. So we are looking at still bye-bye poverty, but this is a super, okay? Yes, remember we do have the bull run and we do have the super bull run. So in the bye-bye poverty also, we do have the bye-bye poverty strategy. And today we are giving you the super bye-bye poverty strategy. All right, so you can pick the two. I always say that when you check our signals that are given as crypto ambassadors, these strategies that we are providing, mostly they are meant for the preset price signals. All right. Yes, you can trade them. I mean, you can pick the current price signals. Yes, but when it comes to our strategies, we are emphasizing much on using the preset price signals. Okay. So here we go with the super bye-bye poverty strategy. Yes, super bye-bye poverty strategy. I'm sharing my screen. Am I audible enough? Let me check. If you can hear me, give me a 1 in the chat before I start sharing my screen. If you can hear me, give me a 1 in the chat before I start sharing my screen. Okay, all right, I'm audible enough. Let me share my screen here. then we go to our super buy poverty strategy. So it comes into two. I'm going to show you all. Then Leader Julius, I think you will supplement. Okay. I'm going to show you into two. Then you are going to see what we are talking about, and we do have results, because we don't just share something here if it's not working, because the main aim is that you should win. All right. So we are going to set the super bull run. I mean the super buy poverty. All right. So let's come here and pick a coin to demonstrate. Okay. Let's come here and pick a coin to demonstrate. All right. So I will just pick any coin here that we can set it up, and then I demonstrate using it. Let me pick SCM. All right, I'm picking SCM. Okay, just a moment. Let me do this. Okay. Let me just come back to Zoom before I share my screen. Let me do some setting here. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen now. Okay, so let's come here. I'm choosing any coin that I haven't traded so that it gives us settings. Okay, so I'm opening up a coin so that we can look at the settings of the super buy poverty strategy. I hope that you are following me. Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, give me one in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me one in the chat. If you can see my screen, give me one in the chat. Now, we are saying for you to use the buy poverty strategy and the super buy poverty strategy, at least have $1,000. Okay? If you don't have this capital, that's why we do have the bull run strategy as well as the super bull run strategy. You can use those strategies. All right. Yeah, because someone will be saying, what about me? I do have $200. I do have $300. Okay. So don't struggle. We do have already different strategies available that are working. All right. But now we are focusing $1,000 and above for one to use the super buy poverty and the buy poverty. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm opening on the trade settings of this coin so that we are able to impute in the settings. So I'm going to tap here on trade settings so that this coin can give me an opportunity to edit. Okay, so I'm gonna tap on trade setting, then I'm gonna land on this page. Remember, we are creating our own strategy, so I need to focus on the manual create. All right, I'm not gonna use the smart create which comes with the robot. Okay, but I want to create mine manually. That's why I'm choosing manually create. So I'm gonna tap on the manual create, then here comes this page where I am able to now to edit, to impute in what I see it fit according to my capital. So the super buy poverty, it is still 5 margin calls. When it comes to margin call limit, it is still 5 margin calls. All right, it is still 5 margin calls. Remember, when we were explaining about the buy poverty strategy, we were saying you divide your capital by 15%. All right, you divide your capital by 15%. In this case, we are using $1,000. You divide it by 15% to get your first buy-in amount. All right, to get your first buy-in amount. That's what we were doing. So in this super buy poverty strategy, what we are going to do is we divide our $1,000 into two. Okay, we are going to divide it by two, meaning to say we are going to have $500. Okay, so our first buy-in amount here, it is going to be $500. Listen to me carefully. All right, we are saying you divide your capital. For you to get your first buy-in amount, you divide your capital by two. Okay, actually you are dividing it into two. Remember, it's $1,000. So you are taking your $1,000, you divide it by two. So you're going to have $500. So $500 is going to be your first buy-in amount here. All right, now you are remaining with 500. You are remaining with 500. All right, you are remaining with 500. All right, are we together here? Are we together here? Let me check with the community if we are together. Let me check with the community if we are together. We are doing capital allocation. Let me know if you are following. Let me know if we are together. Super buy poverty strategy. Let me know if we are together. Okay, because I'm gonna also emphasize still on the issue of compounding. I want you to see how significant this strategy is. All right, so let's come back here. We have found out our first buying amount, which is 500. So we are remaining with another 500 that is not used. Now, the remaining 500 that is not used is the one that we are going to use for the margin calls here, which are going to be 5. All right? The remaining 500, it is for the margin calls in case the market goes against us after we have entered first time with 500. Are we together, guys? Now, this is going to be our first buy-in amount. So once the robot buys with the 500, we are going to edit this first buy-in amount. We're gonna change it to 20. Okay, we are going to change it to $20. After the robot has bought first time with 500, remember we are remaining with another 500 right here. So for the robot to use this other 500 to buy 5 times, which are our margin calls, we needed $20 to be our first buy-in amount for this. Who is following? Let me check. Who is following? Give me one in the chat. We're gonna go to the settings now. We're gonna go to the margin configuration. We're gonna go to the margin configuration. Okay, all right, let's go. Let's come back here now. So we are editing our number of margin calls to be 5. Okay, our first buy-in amount is 500. For this time now is 500. We're gonna come and edit immediately after the robot has bought. Okay, immediately after the robot has bought. Are we together? Immediately after the robot has bought. All right, So our take profit is still 3%. Remember, we are compounding 3% strategy. Okay, 3%, 300 strategy. We are still compounding. So we are collecting 3%, and I'm going to put 3.01 here. All right. So don't forget to compound. We are compounding. If you want $1 million, if you want $700,000, if you are having a target after the end of 300 successful trades, then you should be able to compound. Our whole position take profit callback. Yes, we are still using 0.01, or you can use 0.1. Okay, this is still okay. Now let's come to the buy-in callback. Again, it's 0.01. All right. Then here also we are applying the same when it comes to sub-position take profit ratio. I mean, sub-position take profit callback. Okay, it's 0.01. Make sure that you are trading with one short strategy on the strategy period. It should be one shot, not a cycle. All right. Don't cycle here. Make sure that you are using one shot. If you are going to use a cycle, it means the robot will be buying and selling this same coin continuously without your command. Once you allow this command now, it will be using the same command. So make sure that here it is one shot, as it is showing like that. Okay, it should be one shot here. All right. Now, let's tap on our margin configuration and do the settings. All right. So we are tapping here. Then we are still using the same settings when it comes to margin configuration, especially on the margin code drop. Okay? Especially on the margin code drop. All right? So we are using this. Remember, our strategy is still 0.2 on the first call. Okay? 0.2 on the first call. All right? 0.2 on the first call. 0.2 on the first call. I'm still repeating. It is 0.2 on the first call. Okay? Here we normally put 0. What do we put here? If you remember, what do we put here? I just want to test. What do we put here? I just want to make sure that you are remembering what we normally teach you. Let me come to the Zoom. What do we put the next one? What do we put the next one? Okay, thank you so much. I'm trying to take you with. Okay, what about the third one? 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 Okay, thank you so much. Yes, we are together. All right. So we are going to put 0.5 here. Then here we are still using 1%. We are still using 1%. All right. Now, let's come and work on our capital. Let's come and work on our capital now. Remember, we are remaining with $500. We are remaining with $500. So we are using, after the robot buys with 500, and we remain with another 500. So this 500, this one, is the one that we're going to use for these margin calls here. All right. So our settings still remain the same. I said that immediately after it buys with $500, you edit this 500 to 20, so that the robot is able to put in this other 500, but using now $20 as first buy-in amount. Are we together? So here, the allocation is still the same. The first one, we normally put 5 here. 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 Okay, 5 there. So if you are going to multiply 5 times 20, you are going to see that the robot is going to put $100 here. $100 here, $100 here, $100 here, as well as here $100. Our 500 is full in the market. Our 500 is full in the market. All right. That is on the multiple buy-in ratio. What is multiple buy-in ratio? How many times should the robot buy on one layer? When it is buying on the first call using $20, how many times should it buy with $20? That's what we call the multiple buy-in ratio. So when you take 5 times 20, which is our first buy-in amount, okay, we normally call it new first buy-in amount because our very first buy-in amount is 500. When it buys with this 500, it's when we add it back to 20, which is our very first buy-in amount, our new first buy-in amount, sorry. Yes, this is the new first buy-in amount. This is our first buy-in amount, so that you see the difference. Are we together? So it's going to put $100 per layer. It will put in $100 per layer. Okay? So at the end of this journey, you will discover that your full $1,000 is in the market. Is in the market. Yes. Now, let's go and calculate. If your robot happen to buy these margin calls, I'm saying if your robot happen to buy these margin calls, why am I saying so? Because sometimes the robot will buy one time with our first buy-in amount 500. Then the market goes up. It does not come down. It goes up into profit. Then it is going to sell this and give us 3% profit of $500 stock that has been bought. Okay, that has been bought. So let's go and calculate so that you are able to see why are we talking about the super buy poverty strategy. All right. Yes, let me come here and collect my calculator. Now, if the robot happened to put in, remember I said sometimes the robot will buy once. Let us put 500 here, and then we get 3% of $500. Okay? Let's get 3% of $500. Okay? So if our robot happens to buy one time only, and the market does not fall, our robot buys one time only and the market does not fall, and it happens that it has sold the stock that it has bought with the $500, how much profit are we going to get from that 500? You can see we do have $15 that the robot may give us when it closes this particular trade alone. Remember, sometimes the coin might pump. Yes. Let us not forget that, because sometimes the robot may surprise us. So the surprise comes in the coin that is being traded. So sometimes the coin might pump. Instead of the robot giving us 3%, sometimes it will give us 4%. Sometimes it even gives us 5%. So in the scenario of 4% and 5%, you will discover that only $500 can give us more than $15 profit. Yes, I have experienced it. All right. So that is if the robot only happened to buy one time using $500. Now, what if the robot uses our $1,000 in the margin calls? Okay, the remaining 500 is also in the margin calls. It has bought the margin calls. All right, how much are we going to get? That's why we are emphasizing and say at least accumulate your capital to $1,000 so that you appreciate the profiting side. If we put 1,000 here and then we collect 3% of 1,000, Can you see how much the robot may give you in one trade once it is closed? Yes. So in the course of the robot giving you extra, for example, a coin that is pumping, it gives you 4% or it gives you 5%. You will see that it is going to be more than $30 in profit in one trade. Now, let me come back now to Royal Q. Okay, to Royal Q. Now, I want to emphasize something here. We were saying that the AI margin call should be on. All right, we have been emphasizing that the AI margin call should be on. So there is something that we have tested. We want to share with you guys. Okay, now I'm saving here. I'm saving here. I'm coming to the AI margin call. I want to explain something under the AI margin call. Now, when you own the AI margin call, sometimes the robot will just buy once with $500. Okay? The robot will buy once with $500. So we want at least the robot should put in some good money. Yes, because our target is to have enough stock to be bought. Now, before you own your AI margin call, okay, let me say this first. Yeah. Allow your AI margin call to be on when you are starting the robot. Are we together? I want to emphasize this because if you don't do that, you are going to discover that the moment the robot buys with $500, before you come and edit your $500 to make it 20, if the AI margin call is not on, you will discover that the price of the coin has already dropped by 0.2. So what is going to happen? The robot is going to buy again with another 500 on your margin call, of which is not going to be possible because the robot is buying 5 times. Remember, on the multiple buy-in ratio, it will buy 5 times. So the capital for 5 times using 500 is not there. Okay? But allow your AI margin call to be on first before you edit this 500 to 20. All right? Once it has bought with 500, okay, while the AI margin call is still on, then come and edit the 500 and put 20. All right? Come and edit 500 and put 20. Now, after putting 20, and you have saved your strategy, meaning to say the robot has picked the new setting of $20 as first buy-in amount. Then come here and switch off the AI margin call. Okay? Come here and switch the AI margin call and allow your robot to come here to buy margin call number 1, margin call number 2, and margin call number 3. Okay? We want the robot to put in these 3 first margin calls. The idea is we want money to be put in this trade. So switch off the AI margin call. You are monitoring this. If you are busy, please don't switch off the AI margin call. If you are a busy person, once you set this strategy, leave the AI margin call like that. Okay? But if you are into trading, you always care about your robot. Okay? Yes, like some of us, we always make sure that we monitor the robot buys what we want before we leave it. So I'm saying, if you are a busy person, don't switch off the AI margin call. Trade with the AI margin call on. All right? So allow the robot to buy the first call, the second call, and the third call. Let the robot put in this money. After it has bought 3 times, then you can come here and then on the AI margin call again. Then you own the AI margin call. So the robot will use margin call number 4 and 5 using the AI margin call. I don't know if I'm explaining this better. Why are we switching off the AI? We want the robot to buy 3 times. Margin call 1, margin call 2, margin call 3, so that it puts in good money. Meaning to say this is almost $300. Remember, every layer it is buying 5 times. Times 20, it is already 100. So we want the robot to put in $300 plus the 500 here, already $800 is in. So if the market happens to go up, it means the robot will be giving us 3% of $800. That is already in the market. Because when you are using AI, it takes a bit longer for the robot to buy. Are we together here? Are you following? Are we together? If we are together, give me 3 in the chat. If we are together, give me 3 in the chat. If we are together, give me 3 in the chat. If we are together, give me 3 in the chat. If we are together, give me 3 in the chat. Okay. Now, that is the first part. That is the first part. Okay? That is the first part of the super buy poverty strategy. Now, we can also adjust, especially on the margin configuration. Okay? On the margin configuration, as well as on the second first buy-in amount. Okay? Which is the new first buy-in amount. So I was saying that in this first one, after the robot buys with 500, you add it to 20. Now, this other method that I'm going to give, you are going to add it 500 to 15 instead of 20. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Okay, you're going to see the reason why we want to use $15 instead of $20. All right? Now, the robot buys first time with 500. Then you add it to 15. So the remaining 500 that is remaining behind, we're going to use this for the robot to buy using $15 for our 5 margin calls. So let's go and allocate this 500 using $15 for the 5 margin calls. Okay? For the 5 margin calls. Now, let's come and edit on margin configuration. All right? So here on the margin configuration, we are going to use the method that we call the double up method on this side. On this side, please listen to me now. We are editing only this side because of the capital. We want to use $15 per drop. So we're going to use what we call the double up method, still giving our robot to buy, yes, the buying power in multiples. So we are going to use the double up. What is the double up? The double up is when we put 2 here, then when it is buying second time, it is going to buy more than the previous buy. That's what we call doubling it up. Okay? Whenever it is buying another one, it buys more than the previous buy. Whenever it buys again, it buys more than the previous buy. So we have done 4 margin calls so far up to here on the double up method. When it is buying this first time on the first call, when it is buying second time, it is going to double the previous one. Then you are seeing 4 here. When it buys for the third time, it is going to double the previous one, which is 4 to 8. When it is buying for the 4th time, it is going to double the previous one, which is 8 to 16. Now, let's do some calculations here. Let's do some calculations. Let's go to our calculator. I want us to add 16, 8, 4, and 2. Okay, I want us to add. And we are going to multiply. What we're going to get, we multiply by 15, which is our first buy-in amount for the 5 margin calls. We want to see how much capital the robot will use for the 4 margin calls first. All right? So let's go and use the calculator. Let's come here and use the calculator. Let's come here and use the calculator. So it is 16 plus 8 plus 4 and plus 2. Those are the 4 margin calls. Meaning to say, once the robot has completed these, it has bought 30 times. Okay? So this is 30 times. Let's multiply 30 by 15. Let's multiply 30 by 15. All right? So we are getting $450. $450 for the 4 margin calls. We are remaining with $50 balance. We are remaining with $50 balance. Okay? So this $50 balance is the one that is going to be allocated on the 5th margin call. Meaning to say, on margin call number 5, on the multiple buy-in ratio, we are going to put 3. It is going to use $45, and we're going to remain with $5. Okay? Are you following? We are still putting almost the same amount. Almost the same amount to $1,000 when the robot buys all our margin calls. Remember, in the first one, the robot is putting in full 1,000. But here, we are remaining with a balance of $5 if the robot buys our 5 margin calls. Are you following, guys? How are we allocating this? So here we edit until here, and here we put 3. It is going to buy 3 times using $15, which is $45. So if you multiply here by 15, by 15, by 15, by 15, by 15, then you are going to discover that the robot, if it buys this together with the first 500, is going to put $995 in the market. That is the second way. If you want to use the double up method, if you want to use the double up method on this part, let me see if everybody is with me here. Let me see if everybody is with me here. Yes. Who is following? Who is following? Who is following? Give me a yes. Give me a yes if you are following. We have allocated the $1,000 into our trade. We have allocated the $1,000 into our trade. Okay, so let me now complete by looking at the compounding side. Let us look at the compounding side of this trade. Let us look at the compounding side of this trade. Now I'm picking my compounding interest calculator. That's what I'm looking for here. Here is my compounding interest calculator. Here. All right? My compounding interest calculator. Let's tap on it. Guys, this is super. This is super. Okay? How much is our first buy-in amount? How much is our first buy-in amount before we edit? I want you to give me an answer. How much is our first buy-in amount before we edit? How much is our first buy-in amount before we edit? How much? How much? How much is our first buy-in amount before we edit? $500. Thank you. So we are putting $500 here, which is our first buy-in amount. Okay? And we are collecting 3%. All right? We are collecting 3%. And then we are looking at a target of 300 successful trades. Okay? We are looking at a target of 300 successful what? Trades. Now, when we are using 500 to calculate as compounding, we are simply saying, in a scenario, please listen to me. In a scenario where the robot buys with $500 and the market does not drop to put in the remaining $500, okay? That's what we are doing here. I want you to understand me very, very closely. In a scenario where the robot buys with $500 as first buying amount, the market does not drop. Okay? The market does not drop to put in the other 500. The market rises. After buying with $500, the market rises and sells and gives us 3%. What is 3% of $500? Now, if we continue to compound with $500, how much are we going to get at the end of the compounding journey after 300 successful trades? Should I shock you guys? Can I shock you? Can I shock you? Can I shock you guys? Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Should I shock you? Should I shock you? Okay, let's calculate together using 500 as our first buy-in amount. How much money is this? How much money is this? What are you seeing on my screen? $3.5 million at the journey of compounding. I'm saying in a scenario where we are using only $500. But remember, our target is to put in $1,000. So you are going to discover that other trades, the robot is going to buy the 5 margin calls. The robot is going to buy the 5 margin calls. So when the robot buys the 5 margin calls and it put in $1,000, you are going to see that when the robot closes that trade, it is going to give you 30, okay, $30 to $40. Why am I using the $40? In case the coin is pumping. So you can calculate, it can give you 4%, it can give you 5% instead of 3%. All right? So when the robot closes this trade, it is going to give you $30 to $40. So it is not going to be now 15. Can you see here, when you are using 500, when the robot sells with 3%, okay, it's going to give you $15 as profit. So you take the 15, you add to the 500 when you are doing the next trade. When you are taking the next trade, your first buy-in amount is going to be 515. Okay? So I'm saying, in a scenario where the robot buys your margin calls, then it gives you $40. It gives you $30. Then you take this $30, you add to your first buy-in amount 500. Then it becomes 550. The robot buys with 550. You come and add it back to 20 or 15, depending on the multiple buy-in ratio you are using. You will choose which one there. Okay? Between the double up or the one that it is buying 5 per layer. So I'm just showing you, if you maintain the compounding effect, how much money are you going to have at the end of this journey? it might be close to 5 million. I did my calculations. Yeah, sometimes when you are serious into business, you must always project. You must do your projections. All right. So I'm looking at other times where the robot is buying my 5 margin calls and it gives me $30 as profit. So if I take my $30, I add it to my 50, my 500, being 530 or 550 or 540, depending on how much has been given as a profit once this trade has been closed. So you are going to be looking at close to $5 million here, ladies and gentlemen. Is this good money using your 1,000? Is this good money using your 500? Is this good money? Is this good money? Focus on the strategy. When I say focus on the strategy, I'm saying look at completing the 300 successful trades. Yes, look at completing the 300 successful trades. Remember, there will be other days where your robot is not going to sell. Okay? There will be those other days that you might float. But understand that once the robot completes that trade, then you focus on another trade. You focus on another trade. So your journey should be completing 300 successful trades. That's what you should be focusing on. So guys, this is very good money. Yeah, $15 per trade, $30 per trade, $40 per trade. So if the robot can be able to close 3 trades in a day, there are other times when the robot is able to close 3 trades in a day. It means you are already over, yes, you are already over $100. The strategy mode that you're going to use, it is the sub-bin mode. The strategy mode is the sub-bin mode that you are going to use. That's the strategy. You use sub-bin mode. You use sub-bin mode. Okay? You use sub-bin mode. Okay, let me just show you some results on this strategy. Let me just show you some results on this strategy, because we don't teach you something that is not working for us. Me and Leader Julius, we always share notes. All right. So you can see these are results for the super, okay, for the super buy poverty strategy. All right. The super buy poverty strategy. All right. It is giving significant results. Let me share mine. I also shared with Leader Julius. All right. So we don't use it. I mean, we don't do something without testing it. We are the first people to use it. So you can see it is giving very good, significant results. Can you imagine a robot giving you $275 in one day? $275 in one day. So even if the next day it gives you $50, you are still covered, because yesterday you made a lot. You are still covered. Okay? So these are my results that I'm showing you here. I shared with Leader Julius, and he shared with his. Okay, he shared me with his. So guys, this thing is working. We are not giving you something that is not working. As long as you follow what we are teaching you and you also exercise patience. I said sometimes you are going to have a day where the robot did not give you results. Don't focus on that. Focus on the 300 successful trades. All right? That is our target. Anyone with a question? Anybody with a question? Anybody with a question? Let me see if Leader Julius is here. Maybe he can supplement before we take the questions. Yes, Coach.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, anything on your side before we allow the community to ask us questions?
Thank you so much for sharing about the strategy. I would say the strategy is not for weak people. When I talk about weak people, I talk about people who cry in floating loss. So in short, the strategy is not for broker people. It is not for people who don't have capital. So if you are this person who doesn't have capital, do not go in for this strategy. It's not for people who are with you don't have capital. Do not try this strategy. You see, sometimes when we share these strategies, it gets to a time and someone wants it to be magical. There's no magic. Like I shared, if you cannot be able to check your robot, make sure the AI margin call is on. Two, you must be patient. If you are not patient, don't try this strategy. Leave it for the patient people. So basically, if you are not patient, do not try it. Two, do not try this strategy on current price signals. You may not like it because once it catches your leg, it might go with it for good. So one, you must be patient. Two, use preset price signals. Or if it is your personal signal, you must be very keen before you use the strategy because the challenge is if the coin catches you up there, you might sweat plasma. You might sweat plasma. The strategy works on any exchange as long as you are using RoyalQ to trade, but the strategy is super good. So if you cannot check your robot over time, make sure the AI margin call is on. It's very important. Two, if you cannot handle, if you feel so bad when the market goes against you, do not use this strategy. That means you cannot be patient. Do not use this strategy because you better go for the other strategies. You go for the bull run and the super bull run, where you divide your capital into three and you say, okay, I'll trade the 2 coins there, the main with the balance. If this goes against me, I'll trade with. Am I clear? Give me one in the chat if I'm clear. Give me one in the chat if I'm clear. You are dividing your capital into three. So when you trade two signals today, you remain with the balance. So if the market doesn't sell, you go in with one. Give me one in the chat if I'm clear. So you use the bull run strategy or the super bull run. But if you can handle, you are patient, you can handle pressure, you don't feel bad when the market goes against you, this is for you. You'll be able to turn your $1,000 to where the other people can make $1 million, you'll make around $5 million. Okay, you are this person who does not compare results. So all the strategies are available. Me, I don't have to say that use this one. We have the bull run, we have the super bull run. We have the buy poverty strategy. We have the super buy poverty strategy. Choose what works for you. So we use the sub-bin mode. We do not use the sub-bin real-time settlement. Because as our goal as the crypto ambassadors, the reason why we go into coins in one shot is to get out of them, is not to stay in them. We are not looking for profit as we trade. We are looking to win a trade. That's why we go in for the sub-bin mode. We don't go in for the sub-bin mode real-time settlement. We are here to get out of the coin and find another one, okay? I hope I've been able to supplement, but I want to thank Coach Mo Pure for work well done. Thank you so much for sharing these two strategies. The beauty is they are recorded onto our YouTube channel. And I hope now you could open up for the questions. So people who are very weak, oh, the market is in ready. Hey, I can't breathe. Come and say, please don't try this because once the market goes against you, you might sweat plasma. I also say, if if you are weak, at least use it when you have like $2,000. So you use this for 1,000, then the rest keeps in your account or for the other strategies. But if you are these people who keeps on crying, please don't go in for this strategy, or else it will break your leg. But once you go for it, I want to give you assurance, hey, you will collect money. This strategy is so strong that can even pay you up to $300 per trade. Hey, it can even pay you up to $300 per trade. We want to shorten the time it takes. We want to shorten the time it takes for people to make their first $1,000,000. Okay? But also, if you are very weak, please don't. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Coach Julius. I think if people are listening, they have gotten what it takes for them to use this strategy. All right? Yes. So I see questions that says, how are we going to know a pumping coin, or how are we going to have a good selection? Yes, we always say that every signal that is given, it indicates what should you use, what strategy should you use. Okay, so if this coin, if this signal is wanting you to use the super buy poverty strategy, it will indicate that this signal use super buy poverty. It will show you that if it is a super bull run, if it is a bull run, or it is a drop of 15%, you will see our signals, they indicate that 5% drop, 7% drop, 15% drop, bull run strategy, super bull run strategy, buy poverty, super buy poverty. Yes. All right. I hope I have answered that question. People who are stressing that which coin or how can they select a coin. Guys, we are giving signals as crypto ambassadors. So when a signal is given, they tell you that use super bull run, use bull run, use buy poverty, or use super buy poverty. All right. Yes. So we are already taking questions. We are already taking questions. I see someone, the hand is up. All right. This training is already on YouTube channel. Okay, it is already on our YouTube channel of Crypto Ambassadors. So there is no way that we should give a summary in the group. All right, go and watch. Go and watch. Yes, someone says we should give a summary of this training in the group. Go and watch the YouTube channel. All right. Yes. All right. I'm trying to read a question here. It is long. So I just want to come to the summary of it so that I'm able to answer it. I use Sabine mode real-time settlement on buy poverty, and my trade is still not yet sold. There were 2 sub-sales, and the robot bought back another 2 margins, making it 5 margins. If I am able to get out of the trade, I will start using sub-bin mode. Okay. Oh, the person is just giving a remark. Okay. I will start using sub-bin mode. I am patiently waiting for it to sell. Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Comfort. Thank you so much, Comfort. If you are using, you can still even edit. It does not matter. Okay. If you want to change it from sub-bin mode real-time settlement, you can take it to sub-bin. It's gonna allow you to do so. It's gonna allow you to do so. Okay, because it has bought how many margin calls? You said it has bought, it has already bought 5. Okay, yeah, you can take it back to sub-bin. You can take it back to sub-bin. Okay, thank you so much for your compliment. Sub-bin mode and sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Sub-bin mode is that when the robot buys the margin call number 5, okay? When you are trading under sub-bin mode, when the robot buys margin call number 5, it only gives you back the capital that it has used to buy that margin call alone. But the profit that has been made on that margin call, the robot will take it and put it back in the market to reduce the average price of margin call 1 to 4, so that you don't stay longer in the market. That's why Leader Julius was saying, when you are trading, our target is to get out of the trade, not to stay in the trade. So if we are wanting to get out of the trade faster, then we need to find a way how to get out. So another way is to allow the robot to use our take profit of margin call number 5, so that it can help to bring the average price of margin call 1 to 4 closer to the current price, so that we don't stay longer in the market. So when you are using sub-bin mode real-time settlement, the robot is going to give you your profit and you'll be having it in the Binance account or in your exchange wallet. It's not being used. It is just staying. The profit is just staying. It is the profit for margin call number 5. The 4 margin calls are still in the trade, are not delivered. You are still waiting. So why are you keeping the profit? Why can't you allow the robot to use that profit so that it can fasten the speed of coming out of the margin, the 4 margin calls that are remaining? I don't know if I'm making this clear. Why do we use sub-bin instead of sub-bin mode real-time settlement? We want to get out of the trade faster, because sub-bin allows our take profit for margin call number 5 to be used again. You are going to use this strategy when a signal has been given and it says super buy poverty. You're gonna start using it. You will start using it. If you are good at analyzing coins, you are trading on your own, you can use the strategy. Okay, you can use the strategy if you are able to enter coins at your own. All right. Yes, but those that are still relying on signals, please wait for a signal that says super buy poverty strategy. Do both modes give you the same profit at the end of the trade? No. If you are using sub-bin mode, you are standing a chance of getting more profit. Remember, the profit for margin call number 5, it is not being given to you. It is being put in the market. So once the robot is closing all the margin calls 1 to 4, you will discover that the profitability is high. Rather than when you are using sub-bin mode real-time settlement, the robot will give you the profit and you will keep it in your exchange. It's not being used. So sub-bin mode is better when it comes to profitability than sub-bin mode real-time settlement. All right. If I use sub-bin mode and I want to use my profit after a long run, how do I do it? I'm saying that when you use sub-bin mode, the robot is going to keep the profit. It's not going to give it to you. So it will only release the profit, all the profit together, when it sells all the margin calls, including margin call number 1 to 4. That's what the robot is waiting to sell. When it is selling margin call number 5, it is waiting to deliver margin call 1 to 4. So it's going to only give you all the profit together once all the trade is completed. Okay? So if you want to use your profit after a long run, then use the sub-bin mode. Okay? The sub-bin mode. Remember, you are also compounding. Once the trade is closed, then you are going to take all the profit that has been produced from that trade. Then you add it to your first buy-in amount to compound. Are we together here? I saw a hand. Who was that? Someone was raising a hand. Let me check. There was someone who was raising a hand here. We can pick that hand because we are now taking questions. We are now taking questions. I'm saying that our training, they are always recorded. You can go to YouTube channel and watch them. So on the strategy modes, it is there on the channel. We always show that. Okay? We always show that. So our trainings are recorded. Oh, that was Davis. Yes. Davis, I'm picking your hand. Then you ask your question. Yeah. I'm allowing you to unmute. Yes, go ahead, David. Is it Davis, not Davis? Yes.
Thanks a lot, Coach Mokiwa. My question is,
yes,
assuming this coin you've traded and it has taken some good time to deliver, and you want to manually replenish it, manually buying or adding money to that coin, at what moment would you put in money? When it is up or when it is down, to bring the current, I mean, at the average price to the current price. When it has gone down, when it is up.
When you are replenishing manually, you replenish when you see that the coin is rising because you want to get out fast. So if the coin is still down and you are replenishing it, then you are not doing justice to the trade. So for you to replenish a coin manually, you should do so when you see that the coin is rising because you want to get out quicker. Did I answer your question, Davis?
Davis,
are you here or you are talking to someone else? Okay, Davis is multitasking. I hope you have get the answer. Davis, you only replenish when the coin you have seen that it is rising because you want to get out of the trade faster. So you don't replenish manually on a coin that is not moving. It is better, we have been teaching that. It is better you take that money and trade another signal or a new trade. But if you want to replenish manually, replenish a coin that you see it is moving and it is coming out. Okay, Muhammad? Muhammad, what is your question? Yes, I'm allowing you to unmute. Muhammad. Muhammad, ask your question. I've allowed you to unmute. Oh, Muhammad is gone now.
Coach Mokiwa, can I supplement just something small?
Yes, please come.
Sure. When it comes to the signals, the strategy can work on any signal. Okay, I just want to emphasize the strategy can work on any signal as long as the signal is good. But I do not recommend the strategy on current price signals simply because they're usually pumping coins that if the market catches you on the leg, you might not recover. Maybe that is the only thing I would say, that if the strategy catches you the leg, you may not recover. So, but generally speaking, the strategy works on any trade as long as the signal is good. For example, we have sent a signal by the names of CKB. I don't know if people could not sit in their respective charts. The coin is called CKB. Okay, if you look at that coin, in the 4-hour time frame, the signal is good, the coin is good. If someone could trade, okay, the coin is good. So as long as the coin is good, the strategy will always work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the supplement. Muhammad, you have put down your hand. Are you sorted? I was about to ask you to unmute. Muhammad, I saw your hand was up, now it is down. Are you sorted, Muhammad? I was about to allow you to unmute, but I see your hand is down. I'm sure you are sorted. Okay. Anyone else with a question? Muhammad, what do you need? You said you need. Techno, you need help with the voice. What is wrong with the voice? Can you not hear us, Techno, when you say help me with the voice? What is wrong with the voice, Techno? Muhammad, go and watch on our YouTube channel. You want to learn about the bull run strategy. Go and watch on YouTube channel how you set up the bull run strategy, okay? Yes, we do have already recorded lessons on that one. So go to our Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel and look for bull run strategy. You will see the settings, how you can impute the numbers there. Okay, yeah. Anyone with a question? Winner man. Yes, I see winner man is raising a hand. Yes, winner man, what's your question? Ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question. I've allowed you to unmute.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I have heard people talk about strategy, and also selection of coins. Meanwhile, I also learned that it is the robot that does the trading, which means the trading, my understanding is that if the robot is the one doing the trading, meaning the trading is hands-free. But people are also talking about, in this particular presentation, talking about coin selection and then using specific strategies. So I'd like to know, how is it after one has purchased the robot, do you have to be manually selecting coins every day or every 3 days for the robot to be picking, or you can just set it on auto selection, the robot does everything?
Okay, thank you so much, Winnerman. We do provide signals for the community to trade. What you need is to set that trade or that signal up. When we are talking about coin selection, we do provide extra knowledge to the community. In the morning, Monday to Friday, there is a special class where we teach people how to analyze the coins or how to analyze the market. That is extra knowledge out of Royal Q. So it does not mean that you cannot trade with Royal Q if you don't know how to analyze the market. No. But this is extra knowledge. That's why people here, we are talking about coin selection. So don't worry about that. If you don't have any interest to analyze coins by your own, you can still trade using our signals. All right. But we are talking about coin selection because we are providing extra knowledge. We don't want people to depend on us all the time. They can go and select coins by themselves. That's why we are teaching them extra knowledge outside the Royal Q. So that class is available Monday to Friday, every morning, 6:30 South African time, 7:30 East African Standard Time. That is it. Did I answer your question, Winnerman?
Yes, you have, but I want to ask a follow-up question. So does that mean that without depending on this extra tuition or extra help you are providing, is it possible for a customer to rely only on Royal Q without adding any personal effort and still make profits?
Okay. You can still trade. Okay, let me bring in leader Julius. Coach Julius, are you still here?
I'm listening to you. What's the problem?
Yes,
Can
my
you
question.
Okay, ask your question.
My question is that for maybe a novice, somebody who has just started and is not very conversant with the coin selection and setting those technical things, can the person rely solely on the Royal Q robot alone without manually selecting coins and still be able to make good profits?
Yes, it is possible. You can follow the copy traders on the app. The app has copy traders. You can follow the copy traders.
And what type of trading does the bot do? Is it futures or spot?
It does both.
Okay.
Just that me and my team, we go in for signals because we want to maximize, make a lot of money. We want to be specific on the coins we trade because of capital-based issues.
Okay.
We want to be specific on which coin to trade. For example, we are now trading, we have given a signal of CKB, one take 3% and move away. Then we drop another signal. That's our strategy. So anybody who joins Royal Q could choose what their strategy could be. But for the experience of the last 4 years, close now to 3 years in the business, we don't want to jump into our previous mistakes. So that's why we are specific on how we approach the business.
Okay. Because I'm asking this question.
That's why we use the signals and have specific strategies of using them.
Okay.
We want to use the little money we have to make a lot of money.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. So how often is the signal drop during the day?
How often? You can get around 5 signals a day.
Okay. Okay.
Your capital limit, how many you can trade.
Okay. But I'm asking these questions because some of us do not get enough time to maybe be checking the phone frequently and be
You don't need to check the phone because when you set the signal, you go and do your work. You don't need to be on the phone. You don't need. No, you don't need. So you think now I'm on the app. I even take months. I take a full day. I check my app in the evening. When I set my coins, I do my work. That's why I use the robot to trade. I don't need to be on the app. No, I don't need.
Oh, okay. Okay. I now got it. I thought I have to be monitoring the signal as soon as they are sent. I have to rush and enter the market and that kind of thing. Okay.
No, once the signal is sent, you have to enter the signal into your bot. But after entering the signal, you are done.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Winnerman, for the question. I hope you are sorted. Allow me to bring in Royal Q. Yes, Royal Q, what is your question? Royal Q?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Yes,
my
good morning.
My question is regarding the buy bull run strategy. You know, this the super one. I have someone trading with a capital of 291. We tries to use the buy bull run strategy. You know what I did? I multiplied 291 times 15% of the capital. Then I divided by 5 and I got 8. I got 8. When I divided by 5, I got 8.73. So am I supposed to compound the 8.73 to 3% of the profit and the 300 threads?
Yes, because that's your capital.
But then you got the 15% of the
Yeah.
$219. So why don't you compound the 15%, not the new first buying amount?
So
You
it's
compound the
better.
first buying amount.
Okay. So it's better for me to compound the first buying amount of 43 point, right?
Good.
Yes.
Uh,
Remember,
mm,
the money that you are compounding is your first buying amount. I said that sometimes the robot may buy once with your first buying amount. It does not buy your margin calls. So the second buy-in amount, the second first buy-in amount, it is for the 5 margin calls for the robot to buy. But what you are initially compounding is your first buying amount.
So with the 291 times 15%, that is 43.6. So it's better for me to compound the 43.65.
That's what you need to compound. If the robot happens to buy your 5 margin calls, it brings you extra profit. All right, then you are going to take that profit, you add it to your 43 point something percent. I mean 43 point something dollars that you are going to use as your first buying amount.
Okay, so the other question is, so when all the strategies that you're going to send, you're going to be indicating that this one is for the bull run strategy, this one is for super buy strategy, and this one is for the buy strategy. So you're going to be indicating all that, right?
Some signals they will indicate, but Leader Julius was answering that question and say you can use the super buy poverty on any other signal apart from the current price signal. You can use these strategies on any other signal apart from current price, because when we talk about current price, you are entering a coin that is probably pumping, so it may catch your leg and you get stuck up there. But the preset price signals, we are buying from the bottom. Yes. So that when the market rises, then you are able to maximize profit. So don't use these strategies on current price signals.
Okay. So
Yes.
another one, I have a friend of mine, he has $10,000. So with this super buy strategy, he can divide the capital of 10,000 to 5,000. So he can his first buy amount can be 5,000, right?
Yes, if he want to use if that is okay, leader Julius come in.
That is too much money. You know, the bigger the money, the more conservative you become. Guys, when you have more money, you become more conservative when it comes to trading. You don't go in with 5,000 as you first buying amount. When you enter $1,000 and above, now decide to say, okay, I'll trade each coin with $2,000. Okay? Then you will go in for 5 coins. Don't go with your $5,000 on one coin. More capital, more conservative strategy.
Okay. Okay, I get that.
Is that okay?
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay now. So he will be using 2,000 to each coin, right? On every coin, 2,000.
He can even use 1,000 per coin and trade more than 5 coins, because it's about conserving your capital.
Okay.
Yeah, if he can go extra, then at least let it be 2,000, like what the Julius is saying.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. But I think all the strategies are okay. The bull run strategy and the ones that you've given us, the two ones, the super and the bye.
Yes, they are okay. All the strategies are okay, depending on your capital. Remember, this is buy poverty and the super buy poverty. We are looking at a capital of 1,000 and above, but the rest you can use any other capital.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you so much.
before you go, you are the one
Okay.
who has been asking us. Can we also ask
Yes.
you?
Yeah, okay.
I'm allowed to ask you.
Yeah, ask me, no problem.
You are one of the people who shared the testimony of trading using Royal Q. Is it possible for you to just talk about your testimony here on the call about using the robot for the time you have been in the business?
Yeah, when I came back from abroad, my friend Spirit Mbiru introduced me to Royal Q. I was very, very happy. Then the capital that I came with, I started the business. I started the business with it in the Royal Q. So I really gathered a lot of money, and I was able to purchase a house. I was able to purchase a property with Royal Q. I'm so happy with that. So that's why I really want to put more capital in this business because it's worth it. I really love it. I managed to buy a property with Royal Q.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Yes.
story.
So I want to put more money in this business. It is superb. It is marvelous. It is wonderful. That's why I'm asking all these questions. Thank you so
Wow.
much for this business opportunity. Thank you so much. From abroad, I came all with my capital. I started trading. I got a lot of money, 120 millions. I was able to purchase the property. And now I want to put in more capital so that I make more money with this bull run and the strategies that you're giving us. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, have you heard the Coach Mopiwa?
I need
People
to
are
drink
making
some.
money.
I need to drink some water, Coach Julius.
Yeah, thank you so much. I like this business. I don't think I'll go back abroad. I'll be using this Royal Cute because it makes a lot of money and good one. And when you're seated at home, because I'm not working anymore, I'm not going to the cities to look for jobs or to open up businesses. No, I'm just using Royal Q at home, buying properties because real estate is good. With this Royal Q, you can become a billionaire. Trust me.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Royal Q,
You're
for
welcome.
that for that amazing testimony. Yes.
Wow,
Well,
Thank you.
others.
we can say congratulations.
I think thank
Actually,
Congratulations.
for
you.
someone making over 121 million Ugandan shillings from a business by just pure trading and not introducing people in the business, it is superb.
Very
It's
Yeah,
superb.
really
I try to recruit people, but I don't know. Many people are skeptical about this business. They are saying it's a scam. But I say because I tried to recruit, they refused. They said, "Let me use all my capital. Let me use let me use the money that I came with. Let me just put it all inside, and I'll trade with it." So without recruiting, I got this money. So imagine those people that are recruiting. You see, me, I did mere trading.
No,
wow,
congratulations to you.
yeah.
Congratulations to you.
It is a strong testimony.
Very powerful.
Very
Very
powerful. All
powerful.
right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much also because you really help us. You really help us. I don't know who introduced this Royal Q and the trading thing and Binance, but it's so wonderful.
You say if someone was planning to still go abroad but is now refusing, like I hear she's refusing totally.
No, I can't go back because you know what? This Royal Q can make you a billionaire. You abroad, you come back with your capital, just invest it in Royal Q. Be assertive, trade, follow these guidelines that they're giving us, the strategies, especially the compounding thing. This compounding, I don't know this compounding thing. I'm just following it with the calculator. Wherever I sell, I follow it, I follow it, I follow it. You really get this money. And invest it in properties, buying lands, houses, you know. big assets. No need for you to go back abroad and work.
Yeah.
Hey. So we shall invite you one day and you come and share your testimony. Thank you so much for today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you as well. Thank you so much, everyone.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much, Royal Q. That was amazing. Congratulations once again. Guys, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Yes. People, they are still doubting. You know, I don't know what to say when we saying, guys, increase your capital. We are challenged to make profit because we don't have enough money. People that have got good money, they are making money without even recruiting. It's happening. Buying property without recruiting is happening. So when we say recruit, we want you just to increase the capital. So it's working, and Leader Julius has been preaching that, we are limited because of capital. But once you've got capital, you are going to go and sip your cocktail. Yes, while your robot is running, you're not gonna go and look for people. Yes. So thank you so much, guys. I think we have exhausted all the questions.
Surely we have done our best.
Yeah, we have done our best. So let's call it a day, guys. For today, let's end here. We're gonna meet again on Friday, where we're gonna also do some questions and answer. But the day is not completed when it comes to our trainings. We do have a Zoom at evening, as well as tomorrow as well, morning and night. Then we have completed our full cycle of a week. But for today, let's end it here. We will meet again at evening. That is, if God permits us. So thank you so much, guys. We love you all. Have a wonderful day. That's all from me. Leader Julius, over to you and end the Zoom.
All right. Thank you so much. I think I wish everybody a best day. Love you. Bye-bye.